You know, it said that if you breathe in all the way and you hit it with a it messages to your nervous system that you're safe. And it resets you and puts you in a relaxed state. I do that all the time. Like stress start to come over me. Just, I be having all these different things that I be doing that that work for me over and over and over that I don't think a lot of people have. You got to have these rituals on how you go about just maintaining balance. And it's like really a way for like you releasing all that energy that's pent up. But also when you can do it's putting you in a state of relaxation. You can't be relaxed and nervous at the same time. So just doing that is training your body on what stasis to be in. You feel me? So it's definitely a key if you want to learn some of that chi and that breathing. I want to start this one off and I want to get right to it. There was an article that stated that single men, 2023, and which will also be 2024, are the loneliest generation ever.
Say that again real quick. I was
2023, they said that single men are the loneliest, right? Meaning that they don't have any male counterparts or friends either. Or I guess that would be also friends as girls at the same time. So they ain't got nobody, right? And I think that when it comes to mental health, you can see that, you know, it's a rise in an incline on mental issues that's going on. And I kind of couple that report with there's a report that says that introverts are running the world now because most of the skill sets are geared towards introverted personalities versus extroverted personalities, right? Yeah. People can sit at home, configure things on computers, create automated systems, right? You just tinkering with stuff and you're able to make money, right? So introverted personalities are winning.
Well, but coming into 2023 or whatnot, we had just basically came off a pandemic, you know, so people ain't had time to be focused on building a friendship. We were just getting back into the workflow.
I mean, you had friends before the pandemic.
Yeah, but
you ain't had no friends before the pandemic.
I mean, I you know, me, I'm AFN of our family, no friends.
Right, but I still had friends for the pandemic. If you blaming your lack of friends because of the pandemic, you try to get people.
I'm just saying because this study kind of look. No,
starting off
what I'm going there. No, what I'm basically my angle is you talking about in 2023. First off, it's 2024. But when I'm saying in 23, what nobody think about no damn friends, bro.
Man, what you talking about?
There's a lot happening in these 31 days,
bro. You didn't have no, so you ain't had no friends
I had
in the
friends.
pandemic.
I did.
What? How did you not have time to make friends during the pandemic? That's all you had time to do. Message people, talk to people, get to know people. You in the house,
but still, that's like, but you like. I feel like if you got a friend, you got to interact.
Well,
with
I mean,
them,
we
like,
was in the house. Yeah. You had friends during that time too.
I'm just speaking in general though. I don't think people worried about that right now. You know, that's all. People's worried about getting their money, man.
I think it's like involuntary celibate. I feel like it's not a choice. You know, I think like you got to think like friendship now is super superficial. You feel me? Like especially depending on your geography because, you know, people are extra capitalists these days, and you got to think about like creating childhood friends back in the day. This is people you outside with. You feel me? People you kick it with. People you like develop these relationships with. Now it's like, I don't know. I feel like the social skills, number one, decrease, but then social opportunities decrease. Women can create friends quicker. Women can meet you and they can goddamn be kicking it that day. Schedule a play date. You feel me? Like literally, like women still have that ability to like, you know, have innocent connections with each other. I feel like when men meet each other, we don't really do that. Like, it's not like, yo, what's up, man? You cool as hell. Let's kick it tomorrow.
It'd be hard trusting people, though. You know, because nowadays, anyway, everything is so fleeting and so fast. It's like
also, man, you can't tell. You would think that they play basketball and they just shot a jumper the way their wrist be broke these days. You feel me? So you don't know. It can't be inviting me out for just a coffee date. What you know about? So I feel like even that, you feel me? We got to say pause on everything because the new generation is different. But that's a pandemic upon itself, male loneliness. But also it goes towards, you know, this battle of the sexes that we continually come back to, right? To where, there's a study that shows that single women have the highest rate of home ownership versus single men, right? And when you look at women are becoming more educated, you feel me? They starting these businesses. They're going into things where they're more hyper independent and self dependent on themselves. What they look for in a man has changed, right? But not necessarily the opportunities for the average man hasn't really changed. They say since 1990 there hasn't been no new jobs for the middle class. Now there's new skill development, but as far as job opportunity, we talking about job growth. So everybody's fighting for the same jobs. Yet the narrative is that a man has to be much greater than his opportunities, right? So he has to be this six-figure, goddamn 6'1", chocolate brown, tall, charismatic, with influence, network, accomplishments.
A European mindset.
I was describing myself.
But yeah, but I mean, but you know, that's what I'm saying. That's probably why it's so low. A lot of men is not living up to that standard, so they probably feel ashamed.
Well, it's a false standard. We live in America, so of course, yes, it's great to be above average. Somebody has to be average in order for there to be an above average, right? So I think the thing is that for the average woman can be with the average man. If an above average man decides he wants an average woman, so be it. But I think that the idea that women are not looking for a fairy tale anymore, right? They're not looking for love anymore. They're looking for money, right? Even though they always wanted money. But also women don't place that much value in men anymore. And this is why I said women do not worship men anymore, right? To worship something is to place value in it, right? And, you know, we look at it as like veneration of like spiritual and ritual practices, you know, usually religious, sanctimonious things of that nature. But it's a reality that, you know, when you look at the phallus symbol of a penis and it's erect, like in Egypt, but it is what it is. You feel me? We go to Egypt and they got the what's them things called?
The pyramid?
Nah. Somebody in the comments, I'm sure, just said it. They got one in Washington, the obelisk, right? Or there's in Egypt, it's called the mother of the bulls. And the mother of the bull is like the erect man, but also speaking on the erect mind, right? And the erect mind is essentially saying that you have a fertile mind with ideas, and physiologically and biologically, you are capable of producing life, right? We know that studies show that sperm count is down, right? Testosterone levels are down, right? Yeah. So what was once valued as a man, his biological, fitness, and even that is almost being attacked. There was a story in, I think it might have been Rolling Stone or Time or whatever they was asking, why are men getting these new physiques like superheroes and sports
people? They're going under the knife.
That's a whole nother conversation, right? But men are now wanting to take on the aesthetic of masculinity today. Right?
I blame social media for all of this, right? All of these new, I guess, standards or whatnot, because it's like everybody want to compete with each other now, man. You get on, and you can't even, like they say, less screen time. Mm-hmm. You still gonna end up getting on this screen time and seeing some shit that you're attracted to or whatnot. And then you see, even if you're not attracted to it, now you know, like, man, women like this, man. I done seen a few players go and get their stomachs done. I know somebody went and did it 3 times.
But and now, see, this is where it goes into saying that, is that the female gaze? Is that the male gaze? Right? It's at the gay male gaze. Like, that's the thing that the article was kind of like going towards. Like, what gaze are you performing for? Right? Because if you're going for the female gaze, you're saying that this is what you believe that women are attracted to. Right? Now, traditionally, they say, dead bods can still get you the equivalent, the same thing as a chiseled, pectorals, shoulders. You are, at the highest level of physique like a bodybuilder. But they say women prefer dead bods, and some say studies show that they believe it's based on insecurities, right? Because a woman don't want you to be representing, this standard that's too high, essentially, right? Or it's like a woman always like a pretty boy because she don't want nobody looking better than her, right? Or it could represent the fact that she think maybe too many people want you and she don't want to have to compete. You feel me? Especially because the chances out there are slim to finding something correct. So it's like the question is, and I guess you can answer, what do you think, men and women, what do you think women are going for? Is it more of, and I'm gonna have to add the social media gaze. So you think when they go get bodies and they developing themselves, is it this place where they want to be seen by men? Is it that they want to be seen by themselves? And if it's yourself, okay, what is that driver behind, right, you doing this? And or is it invisible drivers that you don't even know? You think it's you being seen by yourself, but in reality, you're denying the fact that it's, you know what I mean, these other things. So it's the social media themselves. Is it men, right? And for social media, I'm saying, are they converting that? They creating this as a brand for attention to get money? Maybe we call that the money gaze then. Money gaze, man gaze, woman gaze. What we doing?
I feel like
audience.
For me personally, right? I know. Well, I ain't gonna even say me personally. On the broader sense, it's definitely the money gaze. It's the money gaze, and this is why people are being programmed to even feel or pay attention to that type of shit. You know, in real life. I seen a video the other day where a guy, you know how them little YouTube TikTokers be on the street asking questions. He asked all the women, do men like BBLs or natural women? All the women said BBLs. He asked the men, all the men said we want the natural. So at the core, I know people at the core, people want to be traditional. But in order to keep up with today's standards or whatnot, they call it the money gaze.
I think that some people actually believe that though. They believe that, like, women answered that question in that way because they really believe that that's what men want more. But they're not realizing that, you know, a man may look at this social media, right? Yes, you may look at that because it's there and it's overemphasized specifically to capture your attention. Right? So it's advertising parts that you naturally like. You naturally like, you know what I mean? And you naturally like those. But then when you see it all out there, you go look. And then that one may get attention because that's what social media is for. It's advertising something. It's for clickbait. But that doesn't mean that's what you like in real life. Right? It's like seeing something with a lot of makeup on, and that's good for the camera, but in person it's cakey. It's like, no, you want a face you can wake up to. Right? You want a body that you can feel that feels feminine, meaning that it feels soft and it feels natural. If it don't have that natural flow and that feminine aspect to it, then it may not be what you like. You feel me? But I don't think that the average man really cares, right? I think that if all women had natural bodies, we gonna love them exactly the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, we gonna look, but that allure of the look is already depleted now. It's everywhere. When it first popped off, maybe you was like, oh, that's crazy. But then you start learning about botched and surgeries and all these things going on. You're like, nah, actually, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
I just seen the article, right? The U.S. senators, they grilling the social media platforms, emphasizing the urgent need for them to change laws when it comes to the social media. They worried about the profit over safety aspect of it all. They expressing their concerns that social media companies prioritize the profits over implementing necessary guardrails to protect children from the harm on their platform. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, he says he put safeguards up. He give you the option to have your page private or public. So my question for you is, right, and I wrote this question down earlier. It say, hold on one second. Let me find this question. All right. When it comes to social media, right, do you blame the platform or do you put the blame on the person who actually uploaded them sexual footage or whatnot, or sexual pictures?
Both. It's not even just sexual footage, though. I wouldn't put that as specific
explicit,
and explicit.
I should say.
I blame the social media platform. And here's the why. And everybody is supposed to take accountability for themselves. I get that. But we have a society where people are at different levels, right? Some people are masters. Some people have addictions. Some people have traumas. Some people are young, impressionable, influential. Some people come from low, impoverished environments where they need opportunities to make money, right? You're dealing with a diverse array of group of people. So yeah, you may have some responsible, mature people who grew up with a background of a good parent household, and they have a great dynamic, and they can go and engage with social media and not be influenced, right? But then you have other people who have, low energy in the mind, people who are depressed, people who are stressed, people who have anxiety, right? So, and that the algorithm goes in and creates the opportunity, right, for addiction by creating because they study you and then they hack you based on your chemistry, your endorphins, right, your cortisol levels, all of that. Then they, on top of that, now we got AI that's constantly trained to study every aspect of you. So you open your camera and they're studying, your emotions, on how you feel. They're taking in that data, and same way Google been doing that, and they're making suggestions on what they can do to keep you longer and longer. So they're exploiting, right, the human psyche. They're exploiting all of your issues, problems, flaws, wants, needs, ills, whatever they may be. So if that's your business model, then yes, you have to take accountability for that. Humans gonna be humans, but when you're up against a $1 trillion machine, right? The human don't even know what factors are even influencing their behavior.
So this just reminded me of something. I seen a clip on social media with the rapper Benzino. He was on the No Jumper podcast, and I don't know how the conversation came about, but he said he can't follow his own daughter on Instagram because he might scroll and see Corey LeRae doing a little twerking and whatnot,
Bro,
and it made me think, like, damn, how many fathers around the world can't follow their own adult children on social media because they're afraid of what's gonna pop up on their timeline. So I got a question that I want to ask you real quick.
I had little cousins that I couldn't follow.
I unfollowed some people for sure.
I don't want to see that.
So I want to know how might parental concerns about potential exploitation of their adult children and in the entertainment industry reflect the broader anxieties about the influence of media in your personal life.
Say it one more time and say it regular, like a human.
How might parental concerns about the potential exploitation of your adult children in the entertainment industry reflect the broader anxieties about the influence of media in your personal life?
I mean, if I had a daughter or a son that was in the industry, and the industry, and the industry gobbles them up, spits them out every day for breakfast, then yeah, you're going to have those concerns because the media don't care. The media is a machine that's built to make money, and you become a product. And once that product is no longer producing, then you get thrown aside for something else that's new and hot. So they go treat your children like trash, right? And there may be nothing you can do about it. I feel the empathy for fathers and mothers today because children would nowadays, they doing everything for the gram, for attention and money. So it's like, either they make us feel like there's no parenting going on whatsoever, or now this generation just don't care because they're going to hit you with all the philosophies. Well, we're living in liberated all this time. All of that noise, you feel me? They going to hit you right back with, this is my reasons why. They don't care about how you feel, why you brought them in the world, what's your political reasons, what's your religious, spiritual. They look at that as the old guard versus the new guard. They look at your mind is stuck, it is not progressive. So I wouldn't want to go through that because that'd be this disassociation from you and your child. And people will say, well, you don't get to control your child, right? You don't get to decide who they become after you raise them. So, that's a tough part because you can be a great parent, but social media is a terrible influence.
That's what I was gonna get to. Do you think it's fair for parents to ask their children to change their career paths, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to social media to align with traditional values? Or do you think that infringe on their personal freedom and expression?
I think it's fair because social media asks you to change your traditional values to go with the progressive ways.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So either way, it's an influence. You feel me? It's just that people go with the crowd, right? They go with the opportunity. So, and even as you can see, Benzino got money. And even with people of money, that fame and that attention, man, that's powerful, okay? Yeah. People want to be famous, right? This fame is like crack, right? Once you get a hit of it, you gonna want some more. People look at you as valuable, they worship you, they love you. You feel me? Like, you got to look at the issues that men and women are having, right? If there's a lack of intimacy between men and women, a lack of connection, where they going to find it at? But size on the social media world. Hey, look at me. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
and even that don't be enough.
So should parents adapt to the new change in landscape?
No, don't adapt. Try to keep working to fighting for your children. You
Yeah,
feel me?
facts.
Because you can't. Social media is the new Hollywood, right? So if you see your child being Hollywood, do you automatically switch up for that? No. You go constantly try to do as best as you can to be like, look, I'm standing on my values. I'm standing on my square because the devil wants you. You know what I'm saying? He do.
The devil wants
you. He
you.
wants you bad. And
the devil wears Prada.
As they say, my brother DC Young Fly say, man, the devil will bless you too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I believe that was DC Young Fly said that anyway. But yeah, the devil will bless you too. So a person be like, look, I'm getting blessed. I got all this money. I got this, that, and the third. Man, yeah, the devil.
But how did you
you.
get it?
So it's like, you know, there's this balance between what people call traditional values. Let's just call them values, like, because I feel like there's no values. What are the progressive values? You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, but on the flip side, we do got some content creators that's young, that's using the platform the right way, becoming successful entrepreneurs. You know, I feel like we need to start highlighting that more, you know, because right now it's like, shit, in the algorithm, man, you know, that ain't what's getting all the likes.
Algorithm.
The algorithm, you know what I mean.
Algorithm.
I'm from St. Louis. We talk country.
So that means you
we country.
You throw in. I'm from St. Louis too, but you can't throw in an extra L.
This week he from St. Louis. Next week he from Oakland, y'all.
I'm when I need to be. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in both. You can do that if you grew up in both. But you didn't.
Okay.
Don't be hating on me because I grew up in both. Now I want to get back to this topic a little bit.
Yeah.
Why women don't worship men anymore, right? And let me pull up this definition of worship again so we can get back into this, since that's part of my thesis of something that I'm going to be getting into, because I really do want to teach men, right, how to develop themselves, how to elevate themselves to that highest position. So when you go out in the world, people see you of value, right? That's really the whole entire key to it all. So if we looking at, let me see, what is it? The word worship originates from the Old English word worth sype, meaning to give worth to something, right? It typically involves acts of reverence and adoration towards a deity or sacred entity, right? Now, women want to be worshipped, right? They want to be worshipped. They want to be groveled at. They want to be adored, right? They want to give flowers, right? It's like, you know, it's this constant sacrimonious thing to be like, yo, I worship you. But here's the thing, is that what men worship about women was always the feminine quality, right? It wasn't the boss female that was worshipped. That's not what men care about. There was this study that was done. I forgot where it was done. I feel like I'm bringing up a lot of studies this episode. But it was saying that when men hear women, the part of their brain that registers is the part of the brain that also registers music, right? And when men hear other men, it's the part of the brain that registers like traffic and noise, right? And the scientists was possibly saying, I believe it was a scientist or who did the study exactly, but it was saying that basically it's probably because of the tones of a woman's voice. They're softer, things of that nature, you know. And when you think about that, there's aspects of a woman that is different on how we separate from men and women. We go into a whole different mode. Women are literally our muses, right? You're literally our music to our ears, just to hear you, right? It can relieve stress. You're our nature to our day. But it's the woman, the feminine woman. It's not the boss. It's not the entrepreneur. It's not that. It's
not
you,
the independent,
the essence of you. We're hardwired to love you, not your accomplishments, right? Not you just got a house, I'm going to add more value. No, our biology, right, responds to you, not your accomplishments. Yeah. And a woman's biology responds to a man, but it's different, right? Because she responds to the type of man he is, right? Yeah. That, yes, men do have to have certain things, certain traits in order for a woman to see him as a viable partner, right?
How long can I stop you right there though? You said that the type of man he is. On the flip side, I feel like the type of man that he can become, only a woman can bring that out of him.
Yeah, well, those are the traits
You
that
know?
she gonna recognize. See, here's the reason why.
Even if that's what I'm saying, even if he's not that type, she can make him become that type.
She can't make him become that. She can only bring out of him what's already dwelling, right? But there's certain men that have potential that no woman can help bring out if he don't want to bring it out of himself.
I mean, of course, he got to be on, you know what I'm saying, on that projector, but
Right, but
she'll give him that extra spark, that extra push for sure.
She can still only do so much. A woman gonna help you prove who you think you are, who you say you are, right? If you ain't already operating like that's who you are, she can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? A woman can't make a man, right? A woman makes a boy. She makes a baby. You know what I mean? That's what women do. She don't make men. A man is raised by the example of another man and the traits of another man. You go back to the word man. Man meaning men's. In the Latin word, the root of man or men's is Latin for mind, right? Yeah. So a man is a development of his mind, right? And how do men develop their mind? We develop by learning and seeing. We observe. We see other men in our environment. We see our fathers, oh, I want to become like him. He a soldier. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look how he handled that situation. Oh, look how other people present themselves to him. Then he teaches you, right? A son learns through observation. So, you know, when you don't have that, right, you're seeking that because you want somebody to elevate you or something to elevate you in those categories, but it's missing, it's absent, right? So we're now dealing with the absentee father generation that has not been elevated in certain categories, right? My father elevated me in many categories, but some he didn't, right? My father didn't really teach me how to deal with women, right? My older brother gave me game, but he didn't really teach me how to properly deal with women, right? So I had and have, you know, like he taught me like how to be a player, right? He taught me all of the dark traits, which are necessary, and I'm gonna get into that. The dark traits are necessary, right? Because when you go need through that in order for a woman to see you as a husband. If you ain't got those traits, you ain't balanced enough for a woman to want to go all the way with you. She may see you, you know, and just having good traits ain't enough. When I say dark traits, I don't mean like it's bad. I mean dark as in, you know, it's a different aspect in you.
I get what you're saying because shit, once you go through those dark traits and whatnot and overcome them,
right,
you know not to let yourself slip back into that. You know how to catch yourself.
Well, think about it like this. A man that's a protector, right? How does a man develop himself to becoming a protector?
He got to be put in a situation to see if he'll be able to protect.
Yeah, and what do I want to feel most? Safe.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
She made me the good guy. I mean, he made me great. All the traits and characteristics. I mean, just good, just morally established.
But the nigga scared of spiders.
Yeah, but that's not the man. If y'all being approached that night, she knows she can't rely on him for nothing. Right? She might have to step in front of him. She don't want a man that she not gonna be able to relax her nervous system around and feel safe. Right? But so-called what they call the bad boys and things of that nature, right? She gonna see him as tough, street, rugged, right? Somebody who got a little darkness in him, right? She gonna feel that he can handle himself, and therefore she may be able to protect her as well. Now, it's more than just physical protection, right? The morally qualified man may protect your heart better, right? So it becomes different based on what you're looking for, but a man that she wants for all of those things, not only that, a woman wants somebody she looks good outside with at the same time. You know what I mean? That matters to her, right? In a social environment, in a social pecking order, right? It matters that she can brag to her friends, or when she walk in a room, they don't feel like they the less qualified couple. Right? There's things that's nuanced that just hasn't been passed down. When you go look at old cinema, those men had those qualities. That old nerdy man that came about, that was modern man stuff that came out. Oh, he got too many of the good traits. He's a good guy. He's like square. Like, nah, the brothers back then was well-rounded because they all been through something. All the black men from the 20s, 30s, 40s, they had to have them dark traits, man. They was all going through some of the worst eras in human history.
Sure.
You feel me? Couldn't walk down the street. Even if you may have thought that they were scared, the women knew they wasn't scared because it required courage just to be alive at that time. You feel me? And she knew that he would do as much as possible. And each man may have a different degree. Some men may be too much. They may do too much and she like, I can't be with you because I know you'll kill for me. You feel me? And I don't want to put you in that situation.
See, this the thing, right? I feel like, man, these days, they get lazy when it comes to working on themselves or whatnot, because they be feeling like they can't reach their pinnacle, you know, of being the, you know what I'm saying, the top tier man, or the high standard man, the high valued man, I guess. That's the term they use nowadays. But the men back in the day, they automatically knew that's who they had to be in order to operate in this world.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like the men nowadays don't even go through half of the shit that the man went through back in the day.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near, you know? So why you think they became so lazy now, you know, this generation?
I don't know if it's lazy per se. They just ain't got the grit. They ain't got that resilience to fall and get back up. Yeah. And like I said, you know, those are things that you learn from that male presence in your life.
Yeah.
You know, if I was to fall and I went to my pops, he go tell me, get up. All right, what you want me to do? Wipe off your wounds? You feel me? And then I'll be like, okay, what I'm doing must be with a boy. The way you handle it must be how a man handle it. Right? So now I learned to not become so overly possessed in my emotions and snap into my mind versus my manhood and just move forward with it. It happened, wash my hands and keep going. Why am I looking for somebody to feel sorry for me?
See, I know, like, these men nowadays, like I said, social media come into play with a lot of this, the new generation. And when it comes to trying to keep up, a man got to realize that this shit is a lifelong process of developing these man skills. You know, it ain't gonna never happen overnight. When you 80, you still got to be working on yourself. You know.
Well, it's nobody you never finished.
That's what I'm saying.
You feel me?
So a lot of people be feeling like they got too much. They'll never accomplish. It's too much.
Nah, that's kind of like the lottery effect we talked about with like Wall Street trappers. Like, if you become, they say when somebody in your neighborhood wins the lottery, it makes everybody else poor because they end up trying to keep up with the winner, right? Keep up with the lifestyle. And you may not even notice, like when you become the breadwinner of your family or your circle, right? Other people start to try to keep up with you. They say the average American doesn't have enough money saved up for $1,000 emergency, right? So that means that, let's say y'all about to go out they want to invite you out for dinner, but they know you done elevated yourself into a different income level, right? So now they not going to invite you where they usually go for lunch or dinner. They're going to invite you where they think you want to show up to. So now they're going to end up spending money outside their budget, right? And they really can't afford to, but what they want that connection with you. You understand me? They may go start buying, you know, different types of clothes or go to different places. They see you have it. Why? Because they don't want you to look at them as less than. So there's this ripple effect of where that microcosm happens on social media as well, where people feel like they have to keep up with the Joneses. Right? So it's making people poor, seeing everybody else that's richer, believing that they need to keep up for in order to have that social status or be seen as valuable. So now everybody is overspending on their budget that they can't afford. And, you know, you look good in public, but you suffer silently privately. So I believe that kind of goes into it as well.
Yeah, see, like you said, when it comes to keeping up with the Joneses, right? They do that shit in public. Like when we come out, like you said, when we go out to dinner and all that, you got to keep up with your friends and whatnot. But they don't know how to deal with people in the physical world. They only deal with them on the internet, so it's hard. They don't know the template of how to deal with you in the physical realm. But it's all, you know, maybe that's the problem. What you think?
You said they don't have the template on how to deal with you in the physical world?
Yeah, this new generation, we're going to stick to the new generation when it comes to keeping up with the Joneses. They see what they see on the internet, but when they finally link up with you in person, they feel like they got to live above their means or whatnot. Why you think that?
Well, I mean, it's the same. This is that comparison. We never happy with what we got. It's the reason why children that live in third world countries are happier than children who live in first world countries sometimes. And I'm not saying it as an established fact across the board, but when you go visit them, even to say that they're happier, I could say they're more grateful, right? They're more grateful because their heart is bigger and because they cherish more things. They appreciate more things. We don't appreciate even the access and the privileges that we have in America. We don't appreciate the fact that our internet streams without you having to pay constantly for data. You know what I'm saying? We don't appreciate having good plumbing and things of that nature. We don't appreciate having, even our police may be whack and have always been whack for years in a lot of instances, but in some places where you can't even call the police. You know what I mean? Because they cricket and easily get paid off. You feel me? Like there's no system that's a check and balances whatsoever. So it's like we don't even understand our nightmare is a privilege and it's somebody else's dream. Barred that up, didn't I? Barred that up.
Facts.
Bar none, you talking about?
Let's get into this topic, man. I know you like this type of talk right here, man. We're gonna get into some tech talk real quick, right?
Okay.
So I seen your boy Elon Musk. He announces that Neuralink, his brain machine interface company, has successfully implanted a brain device in the human for the first time. He reported that the individual is recovering well, and the early results indicating promises neural spike detection. Now, I just want to ask you, is you getting this chip, this Elon Musk chip implanted?
Nah. But you know what I was thinking about as I started to think about that? Because people always demonize technology. And I was like, I always try to understand my fascination with technology. Some people will say, it's because, I'm a tourist or whatever. We like luxury things. We like technology. We like advanced stuff. But when I was younger, we was always taught about the mothership. We was taught about advanced scientists who can build technology that was futuristic and out of this world, right? So at the same token, when I got consciousness, I was also taught about science and technology, right? So, I believe that we have to be a technological and scientific people, right? It's like even with Elon stuff, we know what they're doing, right? They got not only do they got the brain chip, they got digital pills. You know what these digital pills are? So you take a digital pill, it's like the size of a grain of rice or even smaller. It goes into your stomach. I believe it connects to like your biome, right? And what it does is it basically turns your whole body into like a circuit board, right? So, imagine you going and it connects with the electrodes in your body and you can automatically pay, or you walk into a room or a building and it recognizes the electric signature that you have. Like this is a real current thing. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. It's called the digital pill for y'all to look up. Technology has gotten to it. It's a digital pill known as a smart pill. And it was first known so that it can track people medical data, right? To know when they have consumed pills. So think about psychiatric patients that have to take medicine and maybe they even forgot they took their medicine, right? Or you want to track a loved one that's supposed to be taking their medicine and they're not taking it as much as they should. So that's what they say the first use. And mostly all these things, like Elon Musk said with his brain chip, is that it's going to be first used for people like, what's the guy name? Stephen Hawking's, where they say, imagine if he can speak to you as fast as I'm speaking to you, instead of it, and are you doing right now? You know what I'm saying?
Basically connect all the neurons in your brain.
So they hit you with the medical and scientific use, of course, because how can you deny people who needed this technology? You can say as an able-bodied human being, but that's how, they give it to you first. But now we know that once it passed that, it's going to go to profitable use and just how people can use it. And I had proposed the question. Everybody said that they wouldn't take it, but I just don't believe it. And I say that why? Because people violate their bodies every single day, right? People go do augmentations of their body just for the gaze of for money, right? So that males can see them a certain way, females can see them a certain way, they can make money. So you telling me you're not going to get so-calledly proven enhancement, right? And that this is going to give you an upper hand in society. Like instead of like, look at what's happening with technology today. It's going from, okay, you have glasses that Facebook did an update on the glasses where if I point to you, let's say I point to those flowers and I say, yo, can you help me restore my flowers or my plants because it's dying? They tell me the instructions on how to do it, recognize it and everything. Got a database, right? So now your eyes are now connected to the internet, right? Everything you see, you getting that constant update. But who wants to have to wear glasses all day, right?
Right.
So instead of that, then they go at the pens, the AI pens that you can hold on your body. So first person perspective content, number one, but also these pens just gonna be there and you just say, yo, hey pen, what is this? So now instead of the internet being in your hand, it's on you, right? And instead of it being on the exterior of your body, it's going to be on the interior.
Yeah.
So now it's in your mind, right? They got the contact lenses already to where the information to come up. But now imagine you think of something and then a thought automatically comes to you. So basically they're taking the technology and embedding it closer and closer. Steve Jobs got us there first.
Yeah.
First they got us to sit down at a computer and stare at the screen. Then they put the goddamn screen in our hand to where we have it connected to us, like an appendix.
Yeah.
Then they take it and they strap it to our body, right? Which we had the pagers back in the day, but that wasn't nothing but a little signal system. Now we got the glasses, we got the goggles, and then the next iteration is it for being inside you.
Speaking of these next iterations or whatnot, right? Consider the potential for the brain neurolinker, right? The brain machine interface to transmit neural data. Do you worry that the government will be overstepping boundaries by assessing citizens' thoughts without their consent?
Of course. Of course. Here's the thing. They got machines to where not only they can assess your thoughts, they can implant thoughts in your head. So they got this technology. It's called bone induction. So bone induction technology is essentially where you know how you got headphones where the sound has to go in your eardrum, right? But instead they bypass it by putting this bone induction technology and vibrate the sound directly inside your bone, right? So you can hear the sound as well. So it doesn't cover your ears here. But that same technology is available where they can shoot sounds inside you. So you know, imagine that they want you to think some fearful thoughts or whatever it is. And so they can pinpoint it directly to only you, Steve. You know what I mean? And they're shooting these thoughts and ideas in your head and you hearing whispers and don't know why. There's a famous YouTube video where they show the technique happening. The professor has this machine and they have all of the students sitting out there and it's quiet in the room, right? But then he points it to one of the students, press it, and then they hear the thought. Nobody else hear it, but they can hear the sound in their head, right? So it's like for us to deny technology is just our fear of it. For us to use technology, right, is us equaling the playing field. So it's already there. The people go use it. And I think about these things because as a futurist, you have to think about them so you're not shocked when they happen. Right?
Yeah.
And so people have to pay attention to the signals, and the signals let you know when the world has changed and there's a new wave of things coming. And that's a signal. Elon Musk chip first implanted on someone's brain is a signal that the world has changed and people need to pay attention.
I feel like it's going to cause more divisions, man. We're going to have the normal people versus the enhanced people out here.
Well, we already got that. Some people slow as hell already.
Yeah, but it's a different machine when you mix with a computer, basically.
But it's the same thing. Some people don't even have there's people who using ChatGPT, people who got the glasses, people who got the pens, people who pay for subscriptions, people who have coaches, mentors. Yeah, right. The playing field has never been even, ever. Right? There's an intelligent class, and this is what we don't talk about in society whatsoever. The intelligent class of society. We never talk about that.
That 10% that control the whole world.
Nah, not that.
Not even them?
No, I'm talking about the intelligent class. The world has all varying degrees of levels of intelligence. It's just a fact. So imagine if, I don't know, we literally grade that by, college degrees, high school, things of that nature. But in people call it education level, but education level does not always denote intelligence. But I'm talking about intelligence. There are some people that are so intelligent, they're dangerous, right? Those are the people that are on watch lists. Those are the people that have to work with the NSA. There are people that are gifted with their utility of computers, engineering, science, chemical composition, nuclear engineering, things of that nature. There are people who have the power of psychology where they can manipulate society at will. But we don't talk about how unequal it is, how people are different mentally, right? We act like we are one big human family, but there's people that are far advanced. If we look at technology as advanced, but we're not really thinking about the mentalities and the minds and the advanced intelligence of today. And so this is where you see the true separation in the world, right? It's based on intelligence. Education will always separate people. Information will always separate people. And this is what we need to start valuing, intelligence. I'm going to tell you the instant way for you to give your child a superpower is to teach them math. If you are a mathematician and genius, just think about all of the different things that you can do in the world that the average person can't do, right? We know that mathematician, you ain't gonna see go find me a brainiac mathematician that's broke. Go find me one. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you know how to make things work. Math is this invisible power to where you can understand things that the average person can't. You can calculate things the average person can't, right? You can work in fields the average person can't. You can just do amazing things. And we're disrespectful to the opportunity of education, right? Because we have not been taught the true value of education, which is developing yourself so that you can have a value in the world. Now, something I want to talk about. They said that there's a rising popularity of these YouTube videos that are creating what they call cheap fakes, right? They're just using simple AI software and tools. No, cheap fakes, right? My producer back there think he corrected me. I told you there's different levels of intelligence. So cheap fakes. So there's deep fakes and cheap fakes. The deep fakes are where they're using like the real software to create a replication, a digital twin of somebody that's almost indistinguishable from the real person, right? They can do the voice clone. They can clone your facial features, everything. You probably couldn't tell sometime. But the cheap fakes is just a person going and using some of the AI software, making it look like you for a quick glance at a video to create a tabloid that people think is you for a second. And they may not do much research. But these cheap fake, you can use Midjourney or 11 Labs or something like that to make a quick little cheap fake. The average person can't make a deep fake, right? So what's happening is that when you go on YouTube, and they said this is rising about black celebrities, right? So they use the example of Diddy and like TD Jakes or whatever it is. When you go on YouTube, it's a whole side of the internet that's just dedicated to fake news, right? So they have a tabloid, article. This celebrity did so and so. This celebrity is gay or something, and it's all fake and fabricated. But now they're saying that has risen to the fact that people used to be focused on like financial news and things of that nature.
Now they just want the gossip.
And now they doing gossip for the views and the money. And YouTube had once put out a statement and things of that nature trying to change it, but in reality, that regulation didn't do anything.
Yeah, when they were saying if you use any AI, you got to put it in your description and caption.
Fake thumbnails, fake titles, fake news. Yeah. I mean, this is why you see people getting sued and things of that nature, because anybody can say anything and it ain't got to be true.
I just seen it was a comedian. I can't think of the guy's name, but somebody did a whole comedy special, a whole podcast in this man likeness, and it was AI, so he just sued him. But it's just dangerous though, because like you said, man, people can straight ruin your whole reputation. I can have a brand endorsement, and you put out this fake news, and now these people pull my endorsement or whatnot. Now I can't feed my kid. You playing with my livelihood. This shit real dangerous with this AI, man, for real.
I mean, and people deserve to get sued. It's some scumbag behavior to just be going on the internet and lying, and that's how you make your money. You feel me? It's real low life activity. And so, if you can't use your mind in a more creative way, other than stealing from people, you feel me? Then you don't have a belief in your own human potential and value. And stealing from people is what I mean when you making up things. You're stealing their reputation. You know what I mean?
Right.
You stealing people not messing with them because you just made up something. People got all of these so-called fake receipts that they be showing. And because they know that the average person is not that smart, person don't even have the deductive research skill, investigative ability to even understand what they're hearing. And most people don't care. Yeah. And that's even worse because most people listen to it because they want it to be true. Right? I've seen all kind of fake stuff on me. And I had to learn that lions don't goddamn communicate with pups. sometimes you give more attention to things
The
responding to it.
wolves
So
don't lose no sleep over the opinion of the sheep.
yeah. So, we focus on the wins.
Fact.
You feel me? We let the losers think about losing. But it's like, I can see that's going to be a huge issue with YouTube, right? They're going to have to fix that because they can't keep allowing people to just disparage people's name, throw smear campaigns on people, do hit jobs on people, and they're monetizing it.
Yeah.
So if you're monetizing on lies, you deserve to get sued. You feel me? You deserve to get your livelihood taken from you. You feel me? You deserve to get slapped in the face.
Yeah, you just reminded me of something else I seen, right? TikTok, they got a beef with Universal Music Group. So Universal Music Group is accusing TikTok of not paying they artists, the music artists, enough money from those views that they getting on TikTok. Now TikTok argument is, man, we get y'all exposure, a platform. People, when you get on TikTok and you make a video and you go through their catalog to put the music behind the video, people running up a bag on them views or whatnot. But the artist is not really getting paid, even though they getting all them views. So Universal Music Group threatened to take all of their music off of the TikTok platform. And then Universal got Drake, people like Taylor Swift, people who bring in the numbers that got the hit records in the industry.
Speaking of music, I don't want to cut that over there because that's a war. First of all, and they most likely it'll be interesting to see what happened with that. They may settle that and figure out a new split, which I think they should.
I think
it's them getting a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, I feel like if Universal was to leave, a lot of people would leave the platform as far as the influencers, because sometimes if I put up a video and I can't put the specific song I want on there, I'm gonna go to another platform.
Unless they allow you to just so what they can do, because why you need to do just a celebrity song, right? I think it's an opportunity.
For independent.
I think it's an opportunity for TikTok to make deals with a lot of these independent music catalogs, right? They can go to United Masters. Maybe it might not be the bigger celebrities, but why do we need only those as hits? You know what I mean? Sometimes a lot of these people don't even own their masters anyway, so they don't care about that fight because they might not even be getting royalties, right, or residuals from that anyway, right? But here's the thing: in both, there's really no wrong that I think that they're doing by asking for more money, because they're making billions and billions and billions of dollars. I think all of these companies are greedy, bar none. It's like one thing I did see: Walmart decided to pay. I think they had a pay raise for some managers, store managers, of $400,000. Imagine being a store manager at Walmart getting paid $400,000. Right now, we have seen layoffs across the board from UPS, right, to multiple people laying people off. So it's interesting to see somebody like Walmart, which is actually the biggest employer in the world. Right. And you go from a Walmart manager, that's now a lawyer, which is more than a lawyer. That's gonna be more than a doctor. You know what I mean? That now becomes one of the biggest careers. I think what we're gonna see is we're seeing a shift in landscape, right? Because all these companies have to do is decide to share more revenue. All of these companies can solve the human equation and the problem that we're dealing with.
Exactly. I was just about to ask
They're
that.
making trillions of dollars, literally.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. Y'all need to start paying these
share the money.
More. Share the money.
If you don't, then there's going to be platforms, right, and I know of some, right, that are popping up that's going to pay creators, and it's going to be jobs that's going to be paying people what they worth. I told you this is the era of reparations. I've been said this. I told people everybody want their reparations now, meaning they want their just due, meaning they not just going for what's been given to the last generation because you said that this is the standard. Well, the standard was always wrong, right? I think the compensation model should change for the work. If you give somebody 40 years of your life to go retire, and the CEO of the company is making billions, and you telling that person they can dedicate their life to your company and ain't never go touch $1 million, right? Ain't never go get no real paper. But at the same time, these people is responsible for managing stores that make tens of millions of dollars. And all you got to do is not take $100 million pay bump. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of money that these people are getting is ridiculous.
You feel me? They really pay you 1% of the profit.
And you gotta really you gotta respect the boss and you gotta respect the worker. It gotta be a symbiotic relationship. I don't think it's a one-way thing. And then I think that there are some jobs that may be like, okay, high school jobs, right? You ain't supposed to you retire there. You know, it could be starter up jobs. That's cool. But then there are some places that they're getting paid so much it don't make sense for nobody in that company to starve. Yeah. Especially people that got a tenure there. They've been there for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
Shit, Hollywood.
Right. And you talking about giving people 20-cent goddamn $1 raises, $2 raises. Like, that don't make no sense. You feel me? If you making billions of dollars, share. That's it. That's simple. If your business model can't do that, there's only one reason, and that's greed. That's greed. They could decide, okay, maybe this year we don't get those $100 million bonuses. Let's spread that to the employees. Next year, you get your bonus. Everybody's happy. But American greed has got to an all-time high. The quality of living in America sucks. The technology in America sucks. You feel me? Like, we're not going nowhere as a country, and it's a relic of what it used to be. And if things don't change, then, like Pac said, the poor go eat the rich, and they go feast. Yeah. They go feast good, too.
Speaking of music, right, I already know what you was finna get into, right? And it just reminded me, right, a couple days ago, I was at Soho. I had stepped to the restaurant, right? I come back, and I see my brother and us just jamming.
What was I jamming to?
Nicki Minaj, man.
Stop that cap.
Bruh begged me for my headphones, right? I go to the restaurant, I come back. He vibe. He standing on the couch and everything, just vibe. I said, what you doing? You gonna get us kicked out of here? He's straight listening to the new Nicki Minaj disc, bro. Did you enjoy it?
You know what? Part of that is true. I asked you for your headphones because I wanted to talk about this on Man to Man. So I said, I want to listen to the Nicki Minaj thing. And you told me, man, I already listened to it. True story. You told me, man, I already heard it.
I said, man,
it ain't worth it.
Time, bro. Put that shit
now,
down.
I'm not going to lie. I listened to it. I'm mad I did. It's the first song I ever listened to in my life, and they made me angry that I listened to it. Yeah. And I can't get that time back. It was the worst song I've ever heard in the history of all disses ever. And hopefully it's the worst that ever will be recorded. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't even want to spend too much time on that. But that was a bad day in hip hop. I think that set hip hop back.
It set it back?
It set hip hop back right there.
Now I'm gonna be honest right now. A lot of people, right, they don't be liking when I like when rappers have a rap beef and they keep it on wax or whatnot, keep it all music. So we can leave that to the females. However, the men, y'all shouldn't even rap beef at all, because y'all take the shit too far. Y'all get to taking it in the streets, trying to kill each other and all that. Just leave the rap beef alone when it comes to the men and let the women have that. That's what I change about hip-hop.
Shout out to Brandy David for that $19 that she just threw in the super chat. Okay, we getting super chat love. I thought it wasn't turned on because they weren't showing us no love for like 10 weeks straight.
Subscribe.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But now what you wanted to get into about the music, though?
Oh, what else was I going to say about that? It was something. Actually, I want to switch subjects. Well, first of all, music, I did like Benny the Butcher. His line that he put on that one song. Oh, yeah. This year ain't about branding. Last year was about branding. This year is about expansion. You feel me? Shout out to Benny Butcher. Yeah, because that's definitely the wave that I'm on right now. You know what I'm saying? Last year was about branding. This year is about expansion and experiences. Make sure y'all go to www.19keys.com/events so y'all can go to Egypt with us. It's going to be a magnificent. I already talked to some of the homies. They're going to pull up. It's going to be some special guest surprises. This is really going to be one of the greatest places you can have an experience and connect with some high-level individuals. So you don't want to miss, and the deadline is coming up. So you want to make sure that you secure your spot. You feel me? Yeah, it's going to be a vibe. 19keys.com. Always 19keys.com. Whatever. 19keys.com, 19keys.com, 19keys.com. You can click the link. Make sure you get yours. Right? It's going to be a vibe. What I want to talk about was Nikki Haley.
The Nikki what?
Nikki Haley. Not Nicki Minaj, Nikki Haley. Nicki Minaj and Nikki Haley both been wilding, dropping crazy bars this week. Nikki Haley went on the Breakfast Club, and she had already said...
Hold on, wait a minute. I don't know
Nikki Haley is an American Indian, right? Not Native American, like, You feel me? The other type of Indian that Columbus thought was over here when he got lost and he started calling the Indians Indians, but he really ran into them indigenous folks, right? Nikki Haley is running for president, so she's pretty popular in the race right now, right? You wouldn't tell she was an Indian, you would think she was white. Now, she said that America has never been a racist country. Now, she doubled down on this on the Breakfast Club and said that the reason she said that is because she don't want children to think that America is racist. And that she don't want them to think that, certain things aren't possible because the world is bad, essentially. And my refute to that was an instant, every black person in America that has made it in this country, especially that is a millionaire or a billionaire, knows America is racist, inherently racist, and deal with racism. Yeah. And still, they prevail and are successful. The truth has never stopped nobody from growth, right? Instead, it actually inspires us. We have post-traumatic growth. Those circumstances push us to go because we know that the 8-ball is against us. So whether you deny a reality, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And to say that America is not inherently racist is you denying reality, right? And lying
to
the face and lying to a child the same way you lie and you would tell them that Santa Claus exists or Bigfoot exists is the same way you lying when you say that America is not inherently racist, especially if you say you experience racism. I don't even if, there may be some people that deny that. Some white folks, historians can't deny that. It's written in the Constitution that America was never the land of the free, right? It was never the land of the brave. It was the land of the slaves. You feel me? So that's racism. That's worse than racism. Matter of fact, forget racism. America was built off foundational, institutional white supremacist values. Yeah. That's it. Masonic white supremacist values at that. So, it's even worse than that because racism is just the face of hate. Right? But we talk about institutional design, systematic things that have been built into the fabric of America's laws, America's ways, America's politics. We know that. The damn Democrat Party started off as a white supremacist party.
Yeah, I feel shit. It's a fact that shit. Every candidate that ever run for anything in America,
60 plus towns have been destroyed by America, not black America, white America. So when you look at the urban cities and you look at low poverty rate, low education rate, low quality of living, bad mental health, right, bad access to health care, loss of opportunities for jobs and things of that nature, before you look at the ghettos of America and be like, look how there's black on black crime in this. Hold on, let's look at the history of America. All the historians that love the forefathers, love the Constitution, love to talk about how America is this great place. Let's talk about the evils and atrocities y'all never want to deal with. My problem with black Republicans a lot, right, is that they always deny reality. They deny these things existed the same way the Democrats like to deny they didn't start off as white supremacists. And both of y'all got issues, and this is why neither one of y'all have a strong, loyal base in the sense that people really care. They're just going to the brand that they feel like is not the other brand that they was with at first, right? But the reality of it is y'all fooled the American people and y'all destroyed America. And the people have no faith in America. And all they're trying to do is hold on to the last leg of a failing empire. It's my monologue.
Another one looking at
my monologue. It's true. It's true.
It is true, though.
You feel me? But so I want your thoughts, though. Just Steve.
Yeah.
You have a daughter. You're raising your daughter. Do you teach your daughters about racism, systematic racism, or do you believe that it's best that she go about life with a more, live through her own experiences and decide?
Nah, you gotta tell your kids the truth and put them on point because like I said, when it comes to measuring your character, your depth of awareness is how you do that, right? You got to be aware of what's going on. So you got to tell the kids the truth. You definitely can't lie to them because when you lie to them, they're going to try to figure it out on their own and end up going through turmoil that they could have avoided if you just had told them the truth. You got to be honest with them, especially girls.
Yeah.
Especially the girls.
I mean, as a melanated person in America, to deny it, it doesn't matter. You're going to deal with it regardless. But I also think racism is a distraction. I think that it's a conversation that keeps us backwards. I do, 100%. I believe that the victim mentality keeps us backwards. Constantly thinking about the past is a reliving of, the scars, right? And constantly creating bad reaction to experiences instead of allowing that to have that post-traumatic growth. It makes you more resilient. It makes you push forward. It makes you want it more. And you remind yourself you were born in unfair circumstances, so you're going to give yourself an opportunity that, even though America is, for all its faults of the past, the present, and possibly even the future, it's still a land of opportunity, but you have to create it yourself. It's not a land of giving opportunity, and that's what you need to learn. It's a land of opportunity, yes, but the idea that most people heard, I think that, is that it was going to be a land where they were given opportunity. And when you live in a society where other people are given opportunity, right? Other people are given privileges. People start with trust funds. People start with a family that has a network, opportunities, connections, money, right? Those are opportunities. That's access. When you start with none of that, America is not the same America for you. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Langston Hughes. What did he say? He said, I'm going to butcher this, but today, I am the dark man. They asked me not to sit at the table. They asked me to grab my food and go in the other room. So I grab my food, I go in the other room. The next day, I sit at the table. For today, I don't know.
Yeah, this shit like a Tyler Perry movie.
I was about to get into I can't remember it. I just seen it today. I just realized I didn't have a hook at the end.
Yeah, but look, now check this out.
But no, it was going to say essentially today what do you say? Something about today I am strong. Look at me. He say I'm charismatic. I'm dark. I'm beautiful. You feel me? I'm the other side that you don't want to see or something. And he was saying that's America.
And I grow strong.
Of that nature. And it was just talking about that experience. You feel me? But anyway, y'all go look that up and just imagine I did that amazing. So.
No, but check this out. This is something I wanted to talk about on the last episode, but we was flowing when we was talking about the Book of Clarence. It's been a lot of outrage against the Tubi network, about them exploiting black actors, and portraying these images of us being just hood, street niggas and women, I guess, But what a lot of people don't know is that Fox TV actually owns Tubi. Fox TV, they got a history of being, racist when it comes to our community. But something happened this week that caught my attention. The great brother 50 Cent, he just sold a new show to Fox TV. Now, we don't know what show it is or whatnot, but 50 Cent been doing good in the when it comes to the media or whatnot, even though all his shows is about, the street culture or whatnot. I want to ask you a question, though. Should black celebrities like 50 Cent be held accountable for their choices and collaborate with networks like Fox TV, considering the broader impact on the black community when it comes to the portrayal and representation of us in their media?
Yeah, I think black people got to have the ability to choose who they connect to collaborate with for the purpose of them being able to leverage that opportunity and make headway. We live in a country to where there's not that many opportunities. We see a lack of investment into black opportunities. What powers black dollars is advertisement. Sometimes we look at a brand of the company, but we don't know the infrastructure of the deals that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
There's advertisement for black media specifically, right? So let's say they allocate 1% or 5%. That represents billions of dollars. The problem is a lack of infrastructure for a lot of black media to take in those ad dollars, meaning that there could be tens of billions of dollars just sitting there waiting for black people to take it that they don't qualify for. They don't own their metrics, don't own their data, don't own the infrastructure of their shows, right? Things of that nature. So they can't take it in or they don't have a large enough platform or audience. 50 Cent built that thing up, right? 50 Cent is a capitalist, right? He makes no qualms about that. He knows what he's doing. I think that if we have to look at it like this, because there's this thing where if we don't get past this threshold of like 10, 20 years of building up without judging each other, we're not going to get anywhere. because we're always looking at what people are doing, how they're doing, and a person never get a chance to get a leg up to even do something better. Maybe it's not 50 Cent. Maybe his son inherits the business and do the thing, right?
Right.
We see people, white men, that have companies that their children inherit, then their children end up turning into something different. But we don't even allow it get to the point because the first generation, they got to do what they do in order to get something started, right? In America, first generation was mobsters, was gangsters, was killers. You feel me? They was out there doing all sort of things. Most of them was damn drug dealers and all kind of different stuff to get something started in America. They were a criminal class. Right? They broke all kind of situations in order to get them a head start. Now, those are legitimate businesses that are fifth generation heirs, right? That are about to inherit the biggest wealth transfer in the world, and they're going to control the politics of the world based on how they go lobby and use that money. So if we are complaining about the hustle and using our media, right, to constantly bring each other down while they're trying to build something up, because in a war, man, look, the rules don't exist the same. You feel me? You got to go get it. You have to build something. I don't understand how people think that they can go against America and they're ready to fight and they're ready to be all this revolutionary, but they ain't really ready to break no rules. They ain't ready to have no allies, create no connections. They ain't ready to be no spooks to get information, infiltrate, build. Man, we got to use intellect during these days. So, you know, and that's not, I don't know the terms of his deal. I don't even know the inner workings of Fox like that. You feel me? I really don't. All I know is of what I hear on social media about the brand. But here's the thing. The way I view Fox is the way I view all of these stations. What's the difference? What's the difference between Fox and BET? You can do half of business with BET. No problem. Nobody say nothing. But Fox is supposed to be one that's berated and looked at as a villain. BET not black owned. They have a black centric audience, so therefore they get black dollars, but they not black owned. Right? But they hire black people and they take advantage of the fact that we don't have a black owned media and or content. And specifically, we ain't got no large ones besides the one Barron Allen has, right? And the percentage that Diddy has in Revolt.
See, that just made me think 50 Cent, Fox is using him for his influence, right? 50 Cent got black people in the chokehold when it comes to his content or whatnot. But he could have easily took that over to Revolt.
Tyler Perry.
He could have took that to Revolt, but
Issa Rae.
he tears those people down every day.
Tyler Perry. So do Issa Rae. Yeah. So why just 50 Cent?
Why that's because we talking about 50.
Why not Oprah?
Yeah.
What Color Purple? She could have went to Revolt. They ain't going to Revolt because Revolt don't have a bag.
Right.
Revolt can't afford it. Why would they go to Revolt? Revolt go get their ad dollars from these companies as well. That's going to give Revolt their ad dollars for their linear TV. Right, for their cable TV. That's where they're going to make their money, right? But at the end of the day, they can't afford somebody like 50 Cent. They can't host that.
Right.
If 50 Cent wanted to do it, then he would either create his own platform and get with a platform to where he can run that up there and he can have a direct relationship with advertisers to where he can make a high CPM on his relationship with those advertisers based on his performance. And his CPM is cost per million, and million in Latin is thousand, so it's cost per thousand.
Right.
So it's really understanding the infrastructure in the game, and it's really not enough of us who have enough knowledge to even really speak on the infrastructure of these deals or what's happening in the media. The best platform, right? I can't even share this yet. I'm going to wait to share this. But there's a platform that I know that is coming up that's going to give creators, right? And whether it's 50, whether it's Issa, actors, influencers, whatever, you know, a big bulk and a big chunk of the advertisement dollars that I think is going to shift media, right, and Hollywood on its head and the platforms on their head. And that needs to happen, right? But until then, you know, either I want to see you create your own, but I don't always know what stops people from creating their own. I can't tell you what it is, and I don't know what people want. Everybody don't want the same legacy. So sometimes we project our legacy and what we would do, but that may not be what that person for. 50 Cent started off as a gangster rapper, battling, calling everybody out, right? Gangster mode, right? Being in all kind of beefs. He may have said, okay, I want to switch that up. I don't want to do gangster rap no more. Culture should be happy about that. We don't need him beefing with everybody, right? He's calling out everybody, creating all kind of feuds in New York. He said, well, I want to get in Hollywood. I want to go completely into the imagination industry. I want to just show people this is entertainment. Yes, I want to pick things. He picked the lawyer show. Not enough people watched it. People always forget that. Yes, he do crime, anti-hero shows. But the reality of it is when he did the show about the brother that defended himself in court and got himself out.
I think that was on Fox.
It got canceled.
Yeah.
Right? It got canceled because the viewership wasn't as high.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. Yeah, and the real brother, he actually reached out to me. I might have him on 19 Minutes. Of course, I watch. I love shows like that. Yeah, but I love shows like that. But we don't support it enough because it don't have some of those elements in it. So we may get mad at it, but when you're talking about money, they're not gonna give you money to create a show that people not interested in yet. High level conversations. People didn't know what they was interested in, but I know what people are interested in because I got my feet to the ground. Now, if they hire me, I can help them make the right shows, right? That's different. You're not going to take that much risk because I got my feet, my ear, and my toes to the ground, and I'm going to show you how to get it done. One band, one sound, one man. You feel me? Straight from the town. What you talking about?
It go water, man. Them bottles look nice right there, man. Sitting right there.
No, the Supermind. That's what I've been taking. That with the black seed oil and the lion's mane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I be able to flow like this. But yeah, man, it's so much I can talk about with media.
But we're going to say that for the next episode.
Y'all really getting a lot of game.
Of the Man to Man podcast. We want to thank all the viewers for tuning in to tonight's episode.
Hold on, we ain't done yet.
Are we not?
We got bills to pay.
We not?
Yeah, no, listen.
What you got? What you got for
Go
us?
get that bundle pack, right? The Gold Water, Supermind, right? The Smart Moss. That Supermind gonna have you flowing, man. It's gonna have you in mint condition, right? I already told you, this the Viagra for the brain. You know what I'm talking about? You tap in with this. You go to 19keys.com and you can make sure that you register for the Egypt trip. You wanna make sure you secure your spot now before it's too late. We're gonna have a perfect time out there. It's gonna be amazing. And it's an experience. It's an experience you can't get on your own. I'm talking about, private access to pyramids, to clear it out for us. Yeah. I'm not talking about sharing it with the public. I'm talking about it's just us, right? So that experience that you have is going to be special, rare, one of a kind, government clearances, military protection, right? We're going to have the red carpet rolled out for us, very royal. Trips on the Nile. We're flying to Aswan, right? We're visiting Karnak Temple. We're going to the holy and the special places. And we're going to be giving you knowledge, information, and a lecture throughout that time. We're going to have the all-white party in front of the Sphinx, which is a top-tier experience. I can't even iterate that as much as possible. At the Sphinx, it's going to be amazing. I've been blessed to live a life where I have great connections, and those great connections, like my good brother Billy Carson, has hooked me up to make sure that we go out there and we do everything the right way. You feel me? If y'all enjoyed this episode, please support the products because as we talked about advertisement, I don't have advertisers, right? People always talk, they look at the platform and where we at, and they like, yo, Keys, you up here, have this person on your show, do this. And they just be really wanting me to have all these people. And it's like, yo, I have to do things at my speed and at my budget speed. You know what I mean? Yeah. People ain't coming and offering to pay for this and advertise and sponsor. So the reason we go heavy on talk about buying products, get the crowns, because that's the only way we can continue to do this. You feel me? This is how you support independent black media, by actually buying the products that we advertise so that can go back into paying the team, right? We have people that have to edit, people that have to chop it up, people that have to shoot it, people that have to create thumbnails, right? People that have to do the marketing. I can't do all those things. Otherwise, I can only do one thing. So the team has to get paid. Matter of fact, payday coming up. So every time you all buy...
My favorite day.
Man. Every time you all buy, man, you're helping keeping the dream alive and keeping the movement forward. So I want to thank y'all. It's been a man-to-man conversation.
Yeah, and shout out to everybody who collaborated with the platform because y'all real life did all of that through a mutual respect. You know, it wasn't even about the dollar. Y'all respect the platform, so shout out to y'all. Yeah. Y'all will catch us next Wednesday on the same time. You know.